Is this Singaporean or is it Malaysian? In this special R.age series, we find out the origins of our favorite dishes. It may be nothing more than a war of words, but the cross-border food fight between Malaysia and Singapore has put some iconic local dishes in the spotlight. Malaysian Tourism Minister Ng Yen Yen has laid claim to a host of dishes as heritage foods originating in Malaysia, namely chicken rice, nasi lemak, laksa, bak kut teh, and chili crab.
Malaysians need to know about the roots of their food. So this is also a knowledge journey, and it is also to allow Malaysians to start thinking. You're eating, but what is this?
So where do our local dishes come from? Razor TV goes straight to the roots. We get on the ground with food sellers and critics. Welcome to a special series on food feuds on R.age. Today, under the spotlight, we have two local dishes, laksa and fish head curry. Want to know where these foods originated from? Well, the search is on. Let's start with laksa. I'm gravitating towards a famous local brand of laksa, which has become synonymous with its unique style. Katong laksa is made up of rich, spicy gravy with broken bits of rice noodles, so you can slurp it up with just a spoon. Yep, no chopsticks involved, so that each slurp is accompanied by lots of gravy. According to local food consultant KF Sito, this style is uniquely Singaporean.
If you talk about laksa, laksa is a big word. Katong laksa, it's definitely in Singapore. But the katong laksa it's not common. You cannot even find it in Malaysia unless in a Singapore-style eatery or Singapore-style food court.
I found Madam Ng Swee Hong, who owns the outlet selling the original katong laksa. When it first began, katong laksa was made popular by a man named Janggut. And who is this mysterious Janggut?
是我爸爸的哥哥，就是我大伯。
Okay.
以前他们一起卖的，所以人家叫他讲过，因为他有那个叫什么，那个叫字，
一个摸了
摸啊，所以他拉沙就是很好吃。因为说讲过来一碗拉沙，他就讲过一碗拉沙就容易叫嘛，所以就是说叫讲过去哦。
The family-owned business started way back in 1963 when Madam Ng's father, Ng Chui Sing, set up shop along East Coast Road with his brother Ng Juat Sui, also known as Janggut, in the Katong area. Madam Ng and her brothers took over the business in the 1980s, and they now have several outlets. This flavorful dish, born in Katong, can be traced back to Peranakan roots.
我父亲是从那个牛亚那边，我们是住在靠牛亚一带的嘛。他就是说牛亚有一点教我父亲，怎样煮拉沙咯？等我父亲就问牛亚，怎样煮拉沙？连牛亚就一点教他，教我父亲还自己研究哦。研究那时是推车在那个高东那边啊，好像是早点户那时啦，推了，就没说不错嘞，就拿一个摊位在高东那边卖咯。
就你是一个摊主的身份来讲呢，laksa是新加坡出生的吗
？60多年也不容易的嘞，卖到现在，对吗？所以我认为是咯，新加坡laksa是新加坡的历史咯。
But laksa is a broad term for this bowl full of goodness. What the word means has been disputed.
To begin with, the word laksa, it's not even a Malay word. It's not even an anything word. You know, there are theories about it being a Sanskrit word.
Yes.
Which means Buddha may have eaten it. Which means we can find it in temples, but no, we don't. They said that it's a bastardization of a Hokkien term.
Which is?
Laksa, which means spicy sense. You know, when you pound them all, it becomes very spicy.
Yeah.
Maybe the Hokkien Peranakans, there's a theory that they came up with it. Or the Teochew Peranakans.
Adding to the mix, the various kinds of laksa found in Asia makes it more difficult to put our finger on its origins. Even in Malaysia, there's Sarawak laksa, Kari mee, Penang laksa, and so on. If anything, food practices and eating habits reflect migration habits and globalization. people have traveled far and wide and brought their cuisine with them to new lands. They've then incorporated the local influences of their homes and adapted their dishes to come up with new ones that are unique in character and taste to their new homeland. Famous food consultant Violet Un thinks it's about ethnic communities being creative with their foods.
In Malaysia alone, there are like 5 or 6. Every state has its own versions. And Penang laksa, I'm sure, originated in Myanmar because there's a dish called mohinga. And you know, the travel between Myanmar and Penang was a lot in the olden days. People went to study English in Penang from known as Burma then. But the Singapore version, I think, is definitely Singapore. They call it katong laksa. It's evolved in my childhood area where I grew up in, and it became like very popular with the cockles and all that.
What's so unique about this Nonya Singapore laksa that makes it different from the various branches of ways of doing laksa all over Asia?
There's a Thai version which is called kwak soy, and again Burma calls it ong no kwak soy. So it's similar taste, and it's got kiam chai inside. Yes. So it's northern Thai. So I think many different people have different versions, and you know, we have our own version which is laksa, Singapore laksa.
So it's not quite fair to say that laksa itself belongs to Singapore, as in it's originated in Singapore, but this version of laksa began in Singapore. So what makes a good laksa oh so special? Find out next.